you find me before my most wondrous creation, and so in homage to one of my favourite YouTubers, let me show you its features. This might not look much, but this is something I've got great hopes in for the expansion into the future. This is a triple chamber queen rearing hive. So what I've done, because this is the first time that I've tried this, I've taken 3 of our very oldest nooks. So they're all sterilised. I know they look dirty, but they've been steamed to within an inch of their lives. So the yellow staining here, this is propolis, the orange staining, and as is the detritus at the bottom for the most part. A little bit of polystyrene dust that I'll have to get out before I put the bees in. And so the idea is you have a healthy colony of bees on this side and a healthy colony of bees on this side. And in the centre you have a colony of bees with no queen. And what you do is you take a couple of frames of new brood and put it in here, and the scent of that brood draws in nice nurse bees. But because I've got these bits of queen excluder here, the queens can't get through. And I've got that on the other side as well, so only the workers can get through. And so then we put eggs that we want to become queens, selected from our very best hives, in the middle, and the bees in here, because they don't have a queen, will bring those on as queens. And so I'm hoping to show you a lot more videos of this over the next few weeks, because we're going to be doing a lot on this. Now, the newspaper is a temporary, so I'm going to set this up and let them establish before I start putting queens in here. And so there'll be 2 different colonies here, and the newspaper, I've just perforated a couple of little holes in so air can flow through, but it takes the bees a little while to chew through that, and so they will get used to each other's smell by the time they've made it, and that should make them not fight. And I'm picking fairly docile hives as well for this, so I will be populating all 3 chambers. But so I've got one hive that's a full hive that I'm going to split and put the queen and half the brood in here and the other half of the brood in here, and then I'm going to put one of our smaller nooks in here, and so they should get used to each other before they've chewed through the newspaper, and it's amazing how well they do that. So yes, so all I did was I had to cut to put this ducting in, and that was no picnic because I'm not a craftsman, and cutting polystyrene isn't much fun either, but it's done. I've kept the plugs of polystyrene that I've cut out, so while these are very old and tatty, I will be able to repair them if this doesn't work and reuse them, because these are, I think we get these for about £45–50 a piece, so it's fairly big investment. So yes, so I'm going to get the smoker lit and the bee suit on, and I'm going to populate this with bees now.
So I'm going to edit this part down into a montage, just to avoid making it too repetitive. You've seen me inspect hives before if you've been following the videos. No musical accompaniment though, because I can't afford the license. So the most important part of this is finding the queen and making sure that she goes into the right chamber. And that slows things down quite a bit. Unless, as fortune has it, you find her quite early, as I did here. And she's a lovely girl, she's a good sized queen there. And so that's the most important part, to carefully put her into the correct chamber on the side where she's supposed to be. And then that allows me to do the rest of it quite a bit quicker. Now what I didn't make plain in my intro part there, I realise when I get home and edit this up, is that I didn't explain how important the ducting between these 3 chambers is. So there has to be a free flow of bees and also air, and thus the pheromones, between the chamber. Last year, when we experimented with bringing on queens in a single chamber by just removing the queen from a hive and putting new eggs in for them to bring on, it didn't work at all well. And I think that was very much down to there just not being enough bees to do it. This process needs a good number of worker bees in order to be successful. And so you've got access in this system to the bees from 2 hives, with a constant replenishment, because on either side you've got queens laying new workers as well, which as an added bonus means that we're not interrupting the life cycle of a hive to do that. So with the chambers populated, I just shake off the bees from the empty hive and we're ready to go.
Okay, here it all is set up. So I've just got something I'll put a brick on this as well to just weigh the lids down, although they're fairly firmly wedged. So we have queen, no queen, queen. 2 entrances, and the entrance of the middle one's blocked up, so they have to come in and out through the other hives, so they should all become friends. This one came from a hive that was actually right where I'm standing, so they've just relocated a little bit, so there'll be a little bit more confusion around the entrance. You can see they're doing the old bums in the air behaviour there to call them in, but it's less than 3 feet, so they should be alright. The strap here just holds the whole lot together. That'll be there for the whole season, and so we'll see if it works. So I'll let them establish, and then sometime in the next few days I'll see about introducing some queen eggs to it, and I'll go do a video all about how that works. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.